Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Getting something back again. The state of being restored to its former good condition. A model that represents the landscape of a former geological age or that represents an extinct animal, etc. Some artifact that has been restored or reconstructed. The restoration looked exactly like the original. The act of restoring something or someone to a satisfactory state. The re-establishment of the British monarchy in 1660. The reign of Charles II in England, 1660 to 1685. Getting something back again. A sum of money paid in compensation for loss or injury. Getting something back again. Upon the restitution of the book to its rightful owner, the child was given a tongue lashing. The act of restoring something to its original state. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. The average return was about 5%. The key on electric typewriters or computer keyboards that causes a carriage return and a line feed. Document giving the tax collector information about the taxpayer's tax liability. His gross income was enough that he had to file a tax return. Go back to a previous state. Elect again. A coming to or returning home. On his return from Australia, we gave him a welcoming party. Happening again, especially at regular intervals. The return of spring. Be restored. Her old vigor returned. Give or supply. Pass down. Pay back. Go back to something earlier. Getting something back again. Bring back to the point of departure. The act of someone appearing again. Answer back. Give back. A quick reply to a question or remark, especially a witty or critical one. Be inherited by. The land returned to the family. The occurrence of a change in direction back in the opposite direction. A reciprocal group action. In return, we gave them as good as we got. American football. The act of running back the ball after a kickoff or punt or interception or fumble. A tennis stroke that sends the ball back to the other player. He won the point on a cross-court return. Go or come back to place, condition, or activity where one has been before. Return to your native land. Make a return. Return a kickback. Return in kind. Return a compliment. Return to a previous position, in mathematics. The point returned to the interior of the figure. Submit, a report, etc., to someone in authority. The act of going back to a prior location. They set out on their return to the base camp. The state of being restored to its former good condition. The act of improving by renewing and restoring. They are pursuing a general program of renovation to the entire property. The state of being restored to its former good condition. The inn was a renovation of a colonial house. An ability that has been acquired by training. The cognitive process of acquiring skill or knowledge. The child's acquisition of language. Something acquired. A recent acquisition by the museum. The act of contracting or assuming or acquiring possession of something. The acquisition of wealth. A change for the better. Progress in development. A condition superior to an earlier condition. The new school represents a great improvement. The act of improving something. Their improvements increased the value of the property. The act of relieving ills and changing for the better. A condition superior to an earlier condition. The linguistic process in which over a period of time a word grows more positive in connotation or more elevated in meaning. A person who poses for a photographer or painter or sculptor. The president didn't have time to be a model, so the artist worked from photos. Construct a model of. Model an airplane. A representative form or pattern. A hypothetical description of a complex entity or process. The computer program was based on a model of the circulatory and respiratory systems. Worthy of imitation. Model citizens. Representation of something, sometimes on a smaller scale. A woman who wears clothes to display fashions. Something to be imitated. A model of clarity. Someone worthy of imitation. Every child needs a role model. The act of representing something, usually on a smaller scale. Create a representation or model of. Form in clay, wax, etc. Model a head with clay. Assume a posture as for artistic purposes. Plan or create according to a model or models. A type of product. His car was an old model. Display, clothes, as a mannequin. Model the latest fashion. Representation of something, sometimes on a smaller scale. The act of giving a false appearance. Computer science. The technique of representing the real world by a computer program. A simulation should imitate the internal processes and not merely the results of the thing being simulated. The act of imitating the behavior of some situation or some process by means of something suitably analogous, especially for the purpose of study or personnel training. A man-made object taken as a whole. A man-made object taken as a whole. The quality of being fixed in place as by some firm attachment. The act of putting something in working order again. A regular patron. A bum who is a Central Park fixture. An object firmly fixed in place, especially in a household. The act of putting something in working order again. Garments that must be repaired. A determination of the place where something is. He got a good fix on the target. Informal terms for a difficult situation. He got into a terrible fix. Restore by replacing a part or putting together what is torn or broken. Put something somewhere, firmly. Fix your eyes on this spot. Make infertile. Decide upon or fix definitely. Fix the variables. Make ready or suitable or equip in advance for a particular purpose or for some use, event, etc. I was fixing to leave town after I paid the hotel bill. take vengeance on or get even. That'll fix him good. The act of putting something in working order again. Prepare for eating by applying heat. Fix breakfast for the guests, please. Cause to be firmly attached. She fixed her gaze on the man. Make fixed, stable or stationary. Let's fix the picture to the frame. An exemption granted after influence, e.g., money, is brought to bear. Collusion resulted in tax fixes for gamblers. Influence an event or its outcome by illegal means. Fix a race. Kill, preserve, and harden tissue in order to prepare for microscopic study. Set or place definitely. Let's fix the date for the party. Something craved, especially an intravenous injection of a narcotic drug. She needed a fix of chocolate. Restraint that attaches to something or holds something in place. Histology, the preservation and hardening of a tissue sample to retain as nearly as possible the same relations they had in the living body. The act of putting something in working order again. The sterilization of an animal. Restore by replacing a part or putting together what is torn or broken. Sewing that repairs a worn or torn hole, especially in a garment. Her stockings had several mends. The act of putting something in working order again. Heal or recover. My broken leg is mending. Restore by replacing a part or putting together what is torn or broken. She repaired her TV set. Set straight or right. Repair an oversight. The act of putting something in working order again. Give new life or energy to. This treatment repaired my health. Make amends for, pay compensation for. One can never fully repair the suffering and losses of the Jews in the Third Reich. Move, travel, or proceed toward some place. He repaired to his cabin in the woods. A frequently visited place. A formal way of referring to the condition of something. The building was in good repair. Something done or paid in expiation of a wrong. The act of putting something in working order again. Compensation, given or received, for an insult or injury. An act for which there is no reparation. Usually plural, compensation exacted from a defeated nation by the victors. Germany was unable to pay the reparations demanded after World War I. Finding a way to take money back from people that they were given in another way. The Treasury will find some clawback for the extra benefits members received. The act of restoring someone to a previous position. We insisted on the reinstatement of the colonel. The condition of being reinstated. Her reinstatement to her former office followed quickly. Filling again by supplying what has been used up. The conversion of wasteland into land suitable for use of habitation or cultivation. The act of renewing. The restoration of run-down urban areas by the middle class, resulting in the displacement of low-income residents. The phenomenon of vitality and freshness being restored. The annual rejuvenation of the landscape. The act of restoring to a more youthful condition. Restoration to a previous state. Regular exercise resulted in the re-establishment of his endurance. Rescuing from error and returning to a rightful course. The reclamation of delinquent children. The conversion of wasteland into land suitable for use of habitation or cultivation. The recovery of useful substances from waste products. The conversion of wasteland into land suitable for use of habitation or cultivation. The restoration of someone to a useful place in society. The treatment of physical disabilities by massage and electrotherapy and exercises. Vindication of a person's character and the re-establishment of that person's reputation. A division of the United Kingdom. Action taken by a group of people. A time of life, usually defined in years, at which some particular qualification or power arises. She was now of school age. A prolonged period of time. We've known each other for ages. A late time of life. Old age is not for sissies. Grow old or older. She aged gracefully. An era of history having some distinctive feature. We live in a litigious age. Begin to seem older. Get older. The death of his wife caused him to age fast. How long something has existed. It was replaced because of its age. Make older. The death of his child aged him tremendously.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.